Scott, SJWellFire.com. Final Days Report, episode 290. Today's VCast, we will cover the Luciferian inversion to live forever, but they're going to promise it to you digitally. I'll tie this into the transhumanism biohack agenda and technology that will allow a severed head to thrive using graphene. Will they place your head in some sort of quantum computer contraption or just scan your brain to live forever and upload your brain into a quantum computer? Last, beyond the fear of death, what will drive people to sell their soul and upload their digital or severed brain? This is a long VCast, my friends, where we're going to play multiple videos of this disturbing soul trap trick. And it is a soul trap trick. Everything is an absolute inversion, my friends. We've actually covered this a bit. A bunch of articles that I just want to set the stage. Some say this live forever digitally is very, very close. Let's read. Mind upload. Scientists forecast successful digitization of human consciousness by the end of 2023. There are other science papers that say we don't 100% know what consciousness is. Here's where I think they're close. From the inventor of quantum computers, from Popular Mechanics, quantum computers could be the super highway to experiencing our other selves in the multiverse. You got to remember, the inventor of quantum computers said they speak to other dimensions. So they're speaking to demons. Let's continue reading. But physicist David Deutsch, often called the father of quantum computing, wants to take it a step further. He believes that one day we'll be able to upload ourselves into quantum computers that speak to other dimensions, which would allow us to see what other versions of ourselves are up to in other universes. I mean, it can't get more demonic than this. Men will seek death and not be able to find it. If you have not seen the podcast Graphene Head, Satan's Blood, Black Goo, Final Days Report, episode 275, go to SJWellFire and type that in. Within this video, I show how they actually severed a mouse's spinal cord and fixed it using graphene technology. I mean, it is wicked, my friends. They want to biohack you, tie you up to the quantum computer to steal your soul. The seeds of men will not cleave. Iron mixed with clay, graphene oxide mixed with you. I get a little bit repetitive, but they're going to promise you this AI rapture. They're going to promise you that you can live forever. And it's deeper. It is deeper than I even suspected. So I want to play this video of this man. It's some sort of think tank, but he will present William Sikkema. I find that name kind of hilarious. Sikkema, head transplants and graphene nanoribbons. So my point is, when they say that you're going to be able to live forever, there's two different paths that I think they can take. They can sever your head and connect you into the quantum computer in some sort of pod, which your actual brain. And then the other bit is they just can scan your brain and use algorithms that we'll talk about. But let's play this. This I find disturbing. And again, they're talking about uploading consciousness that I don't think they've figured out. But when you look at the comments, and I'm going to put all these videos down in the link so you can actually watch them all. When you look at the comments, people are just like, I can't wait to live forever. I can't wait to explore space. For my flat earth friends, good luck getting through the firmament. But let's play it.
And just before I bring Will Sikkema out here, he of the magic glue that is necessary to reconnect severed heads and spinal cords. Before I bring him out here, I want to bring back Bruce Duncan and the Life Knot Project, who showed us a creature called Bina 48. This is a number of years ago, about 5 years ago. So the hypothesis that he is pursuing and his organization, his foundation is pursuing, is that if you put in enough data, so a human's, yours, opinions, voice, gesture, attitude, and the AI eventually gets good enough, then you can transfer this consciousness into robots or into new bodies, or at very least into some kind of storage device. So Bina represents the idea that the person is the mind, and what carries the mind is just a matter of convenience.
What carries the mind is a matter of convenience. Disturbing. And I'm going to show a video where they actually say, if we can just scan your brain, we can put it in another substrate that will live forever, where we can experience multiple realities. I mean, if you're not saved, it's a sexy sales pitch. Live forever, experience multiple universes, different ways. It's demonic, my friends. If you know residual magic, they've got to tell you what they're doing to you. And I find this disturbing. There are many truther channels that actually really deconstruct Hollywood, The Simpsons, just the different way these dark magicians actually foretell the future. And this is Pet Goat 1 or 2, which really symbolizes the Antichrist. And I just found this interesting and somewhat disturbing. I'm going to play this quick video. You might have to play it 3 or 4 times. But it shows, in my humble opinion, the Antichrist in this computer, in this tube, hooked up with a snake into this character. And the Antichrist is talking within, I'm saying, this quantum computer, and the other person is saying the same thing. And if you follow our ministry, this fourth beast system, iron mixed with clay, the seeds of men will not cleave, is a transhumanism, hive mind, biohack attack on you. They're telling you. And everything this Antichrist will say, the character says. And if you look very, very closely, there are needles and pharmakia next to this person. And the computer is a snake that hooks up to this character's head. I mean, this is demonic, my friends. Let's play it. Quantum computer. It's a snake hooked up to him. And look at the pharmakia. Did you see it? Let's play it again. Antichrist hooked up to the quantum computer with a snake wrapped in the dude's head. See the snake? Pharmakia next to him. Unbelievable. Pet Goat 1 or 2. All right, next I want to play Anastasia in Tech. She is a technology vlogger, works for a mega corporation. I'm not sure the corporation, but I'm only going to play 5-6 minutes of the video. I'll put the link below. I find it disturbing. And again, when you look at the comments of being able to upload your brain to the cloud to live forever, people are jacked up about it. I actually made a comment, sounds like a soul trap, and only had 1 thumbs up. People hated the comment. They're seeking eternal life, but not through Christ, my friends. And it just reminds me of some Bible scripture, profess themselves to be wise, they are fools. And some key words, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to talk about substrate independence. You're going to hear somebody say, you can make a backup copy of your brain so you can have duplication. We're going to talk about preserving the brain. And again, if you go back to what I showed earlier, where this guy's talking about how he's going to be able to use graphene to reattach someone's brain back to their spinal cord. Sounds well and dandy, but if you follow our ministry, I had a dream the Antichrist had a fake resurrection. He was hit with what I think was the spear of destiny, and they ended up putting his severed head onto a quantum computer. This technology is there, my friends. What I found interesting as well about Live Forever is you can have more fun in multiple places and have multiple experiences. And then they always talk about how you can travel to other planets. The whole NASA lie, my friends. In the comments, people were jacked up again. This is a total soul trap. I'll give her credit. She's like, I don't think we know what consciousness is, but she is excited about this technology. So let's roll it.
There is this concept where we can achieve immortality by uploading our mind to a computer. As an engineer, I'm interested in the technology that's involved. And while putting this video together, I talked to many experts working in the field. And what I've learned through these conversations is just mind-blowing. It appears that recent advances in the scanning technology, as well as in artificial intelligence, making the possibility of mind uploading more and more real day by day. Let's break down the problem of mind uploading. At first, we have to scan the brain at a very high resolution in order to obtain the images of the cross-sections of the brain. And then, based on these images, build a digital model. This model will run on a powerful supercomputer, where a digital version of me will continue to live on happily ever after. This is what we call mind uploading. And it can get really confusing here, because it sounds like we have to create a high bandwidth connection of the brains to the machines, similar to what Neuralink is working on. But in reality, it's about building a digital model of the brain that's somehow equivalent to the actual physical brain. I'm personally excited about this technology because it can eventually free us up from the limitations of our physical body, which will not just allow us to live indefinitely, but also to invent, to engineer things without any limitation of time.
Of course, mind uploading is also a way that people think of to get towards what's called substrate independence and therefore a longer lifespan. And then going beyond that, this is really the question for humanity as such, is the ability to grow beyond our current limitations, beyond the place that we evolved into, to, for example, live in spaces where humanity didn't evolve to be in, such as in space or in virtual reality or on other planets.
I think there are some obvious advantages to being digital as opposed to biological. They might not appeal to everyone, but just if one looks at some basic functionalities of the digital substrate, first you have the easy ability to make backup copies. Just as with any other software, you can just store it to file. That's hard to do with a biological brain. So we are kind of, as biological creatures, subject to accidents. And even if you could stop aging, it would eventually you get run over by a bus or something. Whereas if you had a backup copy stored, every day or something, at most you would lose 24 hours.
The first problem is actually scanning the brain. And here we're interested in both structural and functional aspects of it. We have to perform a very detailed scan that captures all the neurons and the connections between them, and ideally the momentum as well, which pulse is sent at which frequency. And I was surprised to learn that out of all technologies involved in mind uploading, the scanning technology at the moment is the most advanced. We've already scanned 4 cubic millimeters of the mouse brain and the whole fruit fly brain. Now, there are actually several methods to do this. One of these involves using fMRI scanning, basically using a strong magnetic field to create detailed images of your brain while it's still working. fMRI technology is quite useful for the medical applications, but not so useful for the mind uploading. And the reason for this is simply the resolution.
You can't see much. The smallest voxel size on an fMRI that has a Tesla level that's not too high to survive is so rough. It's so big that you're really only capturing very global activity in the brain.
In contrast to fMRI, the usage of electron microscopy is the standard nowadays. It's basically done using a very powerful microscope that uses electrons instead of light to produce a magnified image of the brain structure. Just this year, scientists scan a whole mouse brain in the most detailed fashion. And this was a big breakthrough. To summarize, we're already getting pretty good at collecting the necessary data. The main challenge is interpreting this data and then building a digital model based on it. Clearly, this will still take quite some time. That's the reason why the startup Connectom is working on the technology to preserve human brains. The idea is to preserve it for the future. So whenever the mind uploading technology arrives, we can scan and upload it. To preserve the brain, Connectom has developed a chemical solution which can be injected in the body and preserve the brain by turning it into a glass. But this would have to be done while a person is still alive. This would work, for example, for ill patients who decided to take part in this project. This idea obviously generated quite some controversy.
Connectom, of course.
So if you think about this, they're going to actually preserve your brain by injecting you with something. What does that sound like as the days of Noah devil juice? We've always said this technology is nefarious and crosses the blood-brain barrier, my friends. They want to hook you up to the hive mind. And I go back to that severed head. Could they put a severed head into some sort of cocoon that then is your actual brain, where you then will live in this digital metaverse, this virtual reality, this virtual nightmare? They've been predictive programming us for years on this technology, my friends. So did you hear substrate independence? I used to be a marketing director for a fine art company, and people would paint on substrates Just wicked, my friends. And a backup copy if something happens to you. Unbelievable, my friends. Unbelievable. So check out the entire VCast. I pray a lot of these technology people get saved and understand what they're working on. And personally, I think they're far ahead of what they're disclosing to us, right? And the reason why I say that is Defense Department is researching how to download skills to your brain. Unbelievable. We've covered this before. Download skills, then you can upload your brain. If you can communicate one way, you can communicate the other way. DARPA, the research arm of the Pentagon, is investigating ways to download skills directly into the human brain, similar to how a computer downloads a program from the internet. For instance, imaging downloading a foreign language during battle. I mean, it's there, my friends. And last week when I was helping my family, I don't actually have cable anymore, but I was watching the History Channel, and sure enough, they have been priming us that the aliens came potentially to us as digital beings, and the aliens that we see are just potentially robots. I don't want to play it for a copyright strike, but you can't make this up. This is part of the alien deception. Could be part of the alien deception. It's unbelievable, my friends. I'll put the link as well below so you can check out this digital immortality that aliens were able to come from far, far away galaxies with their digital bodies. So for this digital immortality, the defeated elite, we always got to remember this, the elite, the scumbags are defeated. These Luciferian, the synagogue of Satan, they're defeated, my friends, and they're biohacking you. But let's dive a little bit deeper in this tech that is being implemented into you. And some of this actually is repetitive, but this wireless body area network, this is where they're trying to hijack us with the As the Days of Noah devil juice, with what they're dumping on us in the air and jacking our food with. Any way that they can poison you, they want to actually turn you into this wireless body area network. I've been researching a lot of white papers on this, and it's wicked, my friends. And then this 5G, 6G is the fake Holy Ghost. Researchers from University of Massachusetts Amherst say, unlike older technology, 6G could end up using people as antennas. So you're going to be the antenna. Well, you say, how will they power this? Well, we know in the As the Days of Noah devil juice, they had graphene, and graphene actually conducts electricity in an amazing way. But let's go a little bit deeper. The human body conducts electrical currents, and electricity is required for nervous system to send signals throughout the body and to the brain, making it possible for us to move, think, and feel. At rest, the human body can produce 100 watts of power on average, which is enough electricity to power a light bulb. Some humans have the ability to output over 2,000 watts of power, for instance, if sprinting. So what happens when graphene is injected in you? And I want you to see the double helix here. They don't talk about the genome within this quick video, but it's there, my friends, on a graphic perspective. Let's roll it.
We think of copper as being a very electrically conductive material, but graphene conducts electricity even better than copper. The reason that graphene conducts electricity so well is that the electrons can move fantastically fast. This gives graphene limitless applications, including conductive paints and inks, faster next-generation electronics, high-frequency devices, and more efficient batteries.
Lord have mercy. And as a marketer, it's just interesting. They're positioning aging as a disease. Aging is a disease, according to the Washington Post, inside the drive to postpone death indefinitely. So we're getting primed that we can cure this, probably with med beds, right? The only way you're going to live forever, my friends, is to become a Christian. And we played this before, how your DNA is one of the most amazing storage vehicles, this biohacking you, planting memories in you, going back to this digital immortality, this AI rapture. And this stat blows me away about how all the information over the neck be stored with DNA the size of a shoebox. But let's let them tell this. And again, this is a bit repetitive, but it funnels into this mark of the beast where your temple of God is going to be defiled. You, as a Christian, are supposed to give yourself as a daily sacrifice. And if you read about the abomination of desolation, it talks about how the sacrifice will be cut off. You're going to be cut off, my friends. Let's roll it.
So I'm just going to go ahead.
We are using DNA as a storage medium for digital data. And the reason we're doing that is because DNA is very dense. You can put a lot of data in a small volume. To give you an idea, the whole accessible internet is estimated to be about 700 exabytes, and that would fit in the size of a shoebox.
Awesome, right? Pretty amazing, God's creation. And when I continuously research things like this, it just reminds me of the VCast that we did, proof of remote brain control to add, erase, and hive mind you. Final Days report that we did on 12/18. Check that out. The technology is wicked. And this was a presentation, I think, from 2010. How much further are they along with their technology? So how will this go down? Right? We're being primed to live forever. There's a great falling away. If you follow the seals, they're going to destroy it all. And this will be ultimately a solution. You need to think about these 17 sustainable development goals that will just make it a living hell for all of us. Inflation, World War III, SEAL 2, other ways of SEAL 1 that I think are pandemics that we've proven. When you look at BO, it means toxin. And you look at this logo of the sustainable development goals, it looks like this warp hole and this person coming through. They're pushing transhumanism, my friends. And then you look at this COP28, this expo that's happening in Dubai, within my dream of the Antichrist getting hit with the spear of destiny, his head being severed. They put it on a quantum computer. He came out as a hologram. There are free energy devices everywhere because the world was Mad Max. And peace happened. People went into the booth, flashed a light. They came out as zombies, hive mind zombies, mind-controlled zombies. And Lord warned me too with this poison poke. There's mind controlism technology with multiple other dreams. But this quantum computer where the Antichrist was, it was a white building like this, and it was a big white computer. It was very clean. And so you see these men, I'm assuming men, in these black demonic robes. I mean, it's creepy. But as a Watchman ministry, I need to blow the trumpet. It's this AI rapture, digital immortality. So I think they're going to make it such a living nightmare to live that this will be a way out to live forever. We really have to be self-aware that Lucifer, Satan, is the great copycat. So he wants to copy Revelation 21:4 and so many others. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So the Antichrist is going to come in, and he's going to say, look, if you want to wipe away your tears, join in the system. And if you want a triple escape, you can live forever here with this digital immortality. You see it, my friends. You absolutely see it. So let's summarize. We showed a couple videos, one of a severed head. And again, I'll put the links below where they have the graphene technology to reattach it to your spinal cord. I think it's going to be used to take a severed head and put it into some sort of incubator tied to a quantum computer, potentially. Then we showed a video where they're mapping the brain using algorithms to stop the substrate limitations of your physical body to live forever. And I was just completely disturbed on the thousands and thousands of comments of this technology is amazing. I can't wait. Oh, how fallen society is, my friends. DARPA download technical skills. If they can download, you can upload. We showed pet goat and the Antichrist on some sort of computer system hooked in with a snake into somebody's head, controlling what they say, and pharmakia right next to them. It's everything we've been talking about for the last 2 years. Oh, Lord have mercy. I think the key takeaway, my friends, is it'll get so desperate as the seals get primed, seal 1, 2, 3, and 4, with multiple waves. The chess pieces are on the board. Will they pull the trigger? You think about the year 2030, that is the start of Christ's ministry, if the calendar is right. And again, Lucifer's the great copycat. So Scott at SJWellFire.com. Thank you for your support. And again, we have a brand of God t-shirts where you can actually tell your story, the mercy of God, love of God, hopefully save souls via a t-shirt. And if you feel like you're somewhat new to this, we actually wrote an ebook where I puked on you everything I knew. If I could have a conversation with you for 10 hours, I wrote in this book. So it's a bit scattered, but I really go over this iron mixed with clay technology, how it does change your DNA. I do not think it's the mark of the beast, but I think it does have mind controls and technology. And if you'd like a free ebook PDF, just email at me at scott@sjwellfire.com. I'll shoot it to you. I think it's more important to get the word out than to sell books. So again, Scott with SJWellFire.com. Bookmark our site, sign up for our alerts. I probably send the alerts out once a week, and have a blessed day.